Welcome, volunteers. Thank you for donating your time and skills to Arizona Game and Fish in support of wildlife conservation and outdoor recreation. This video will demonstrate how to track volunteer hours in Galaxy Digital from your computer or mobile device. Please track your volunteer hours at the end of your volunteer activity whenever possible or within 7 days. Save the website on your computer or mobile browser for quick access in the future. Tracking volunteer hours is important to the department. Eligible volunteer hours create in-kind volunteer match for federal grant funding and provide valuable information regarding community engagement. Volunteer match is a monetary value assigned to donated volunteer hours. On average, the value is $25 per hour. Federal grants require 25% match, which means that each eligible volunteer hour may create up to $75 in additional federal funding. Volunteers can help ensure hours are eligible for match by logging hours within 7 days. As you can see, the impact of donated volunteer hours extends beyond the efforts of volunteers within the field. Now we will demonstrate how Chris, a volunteer in Yuma, tracks hours in Galaxy Digital. Chris opens the web browser on his mobile device or computer and types volunteer.azgfd.gov into the address bar. He clicks Login and enters his email address and password to proceed. From the volunteer dashboard, Chris clicks the stopwatch or the Add Hours text in the top bar to track volunteer hours. On Friday, Chris checked water catchment levels in Game Management Unit 40B. He selects the corresponding Water for Wildlife volunteer opportunity, enters the date of February 11th, and 12 hours. Chris may add a user group if he would like to note that he volunteered on behalf of an organization. Chris certifies that the hours, date, and volunteer activity reported are correct by checking the Yes box. Chris completed training to drive a department truck and will enter the vehicle number and the vehicle miles and the starting and ending odometer entry. Chris would also like to leave a brief description for the wildlife manager regarding the water levels. He now submits the hour entry. Chris has additional hours to add and clicks the Add Hours button. He participated in the community fishing event on Saturday. He selects the shift, which is February 12th. An event with scheduled shifts will fill in the date worked and the hours worked when the shift is selected. The volunteer may make adjustments when necessary. Chris has no additional information to add, so he will certify the hours and scroll down to submit the hour entry. Federal grant guidelines require volunteers to verify tracked hours before they are sent to the volunteer administrator for approval. Chris reviews his entries with a blue background to make sure the information is correct. He verifies the hours and the background changes from blue to yellow. This means they have been sent to the volunteer administrator for approval. When hours are approved, the background turns green. When hours are denied, a volunteer will receive an email from the system and may follow up with a volunteer administrator. Chris is now going to track hours on his mobile phone. He's going to log in to his bookmark site and enter his username and password. He will click on the stopwatch. Chris enjoys kayaking on the Salt River and drove from Yuma to the Salt River to participate in a cleanup event. Chris clicks the Add Hours button and selects the volunteer opportunity Salt River Cleanup. He certifies that he's going to enter the information correctly and scrolls down to enter the date worked of February 13th and 10 hours. The drive from Yuma to the Salt River is 3 hours. The volunteer event was 4 hours. When the commute to and from a volunteer event exceeds 50 miles, the volunteer may log the commute time plus the actual time worked at the event as total hours worked. The drive from Yuma to the Salt River is 3 hours each way. Chris includes 6 hours of commute time and 4 hours of worked time for a total of 10 hours. Chris is a member of the Salt River Conservation Crew and notes the user group. Chris then submits the hour entry. On a mobile device, the volunteers may need to scroll left or right to see the Verify button. Chris reviews the hours with a blue background, the information is correct, and he clicks Verify. Chris is now done logging his volunteer time. Volunteers who have questions may contact the volunteer program via email at volunteer@azgfd.gov. Thank you for tracking your volunteer hours.